Are you thinking about moving to the Columbia, South Carolina area? Whether the warm weather draws you in, the affordable cost of living, or all of the charm the Midlands offers, it's important to find the right suburb that truly fits your lifestyle. While plenty of popular spots around Columbia, some that appear on the best of list may not be the right match for you. In this video, I'm going to share a few areas where I've seen some buyers experience a little regret after moving in. Not to scare you off, but to help you make a smarter move with fewer surprises. Let's start with Northeast Columbia, often referred to by locals as NE Colia. It sits about 20 to 30 minutes northeast of downtown Columbia, depending on where you are and what your commuting time. It stretches along major roads like Two Notch Road, Clemson Road, Hardscrabble, and Killian Road, with Interstate 77 and Interstate 20 providing access. This is one of the most expansive and fastest growing parts of the Midlands. Northeast Columbia is big, really big. And with that comes variety. You'll find everything from established tree-lined streets of Wildwood to the modern planned community of Lake Carolina, where amenities include pools, playgrounds, walking trails, and even its own town center. There are also many developments with more compact layouts, especially along Hardscrabble and Kelly Mill. That means some communities have beautiful green spaces and sidewalks. In contrast, others feel crowded with smaller lots and limited privacy. This area has long been a popular choice for military families thanks to its proximity to Fort Jackson, especially the back gate. It's also home to several major employers, including Blue Cross Blue Shield's corporate campus, Prisma Health's Northeast medical offices, and Richland County government, and many logistics, tech, and defense-related businesses. With job opportunities nearby, a wide range of price points, and neighborhoods for every stage of life, it's easy to see why so many people land here when relocating to the Midlands. From a lifestyle perspective, Northeast Columbia offers a suburban feel with a good selection of amenities. The Village's Sandhill, an outdoor shopping center, provides national retailers, gyms, grocery stores, and restaurants. Big box options like Walmart, Home Depot, and Target are all nearby. There's even a movie theater and seasonal farmers market. In terms of convenience, it ticks a lot of boxes, making your daily life easier and more comfortable. But it's not without its drawbacks. One of the biggest complaints I hear from buyers after they move in is the traffic, particularly on Clemson Road, Two Notch, and parts of Hardscrabble. The infrastructure here hasn't fully caught up with its growth. If you're commuting to downtown Columbia or Irmo, a 25-minute drive on paper can quickly turn into 45 minutes at the wrong time. It's also worth noting that Richland 2 School District serves this area. While there are several standout schools and specialized programs, such as the International Baccalaureate program at Blythewood High School, you must do your homework. Experiences vary from one school to the next, and families sometimes feel surprised when the reality doesn't quite match what they expected from online reviews. And then there's the layout. Because Northeast Columbia is so spread out, it can lack that centralized community feel. Unlike towns like Chapen or Lexington with a true downtown area, Northeast Columbia is more of a collection of neighborhoods, shopping centers, and office parks. Some buyers are perfectly fine with that and love having everything they need just a short drive away. But others move here expecting a stronger sense of place or walkability. They kind of feel disconnected. So yes, Northeast Columbia is full of opportunity, amenities, and variety, but it's not the right fit for everyone. It could be a great option if you thrive on convenience, want newer construction, or need to be close to Fort Jackson or major employers. But if you're looking for charm, a tight-knit town feel, or an easy commute, this area might leave you feeling overwhelmed or just spread out a little too thin. Next up is West Columbia and Cayce, located just across the Congaree River from downtown Columbia. These areas offer some of the shortest commutes into the city, usually around 10 minutes. Cayce runs along I-26 and connects easily to Interstate 27. At the same time, West Columbia borders the river and offers quick routes into USC's campus, the airport, the Central Business District. These towns sit in Lexington County and are part of the Lexington 2 School District. These two areas are often grouped together because they hug the river and offer effortless access to downtown Columbia, the airport, and USC's campus. This is where you'll find funky coffee shops, art murals, a growing brewery scene, and riverfront access with walking trails and boardwalks. It appeals to buyers who want a little more personality, a place with character, history, and no cookie-cutter subdivisions, offering a unique and vibrant living experience. The lifestyle here leans towards urban, suburban. It's an eclectic mix of older mill homes, craftsman bungalows, and newer infill builds. Breweries like Steel Hands and our growing arts and coffee scene. Cayce is also home to Dominion Energy's corporate office. It's close to Amazon's distribution center, the Columbia Metropolitan Airport, and other logistics and industrial employers. The charm here lies in the character and the history. But the trade-off is that not every street is fully revitalized yet. Some neighborhoods have undergone beautiful revitalizations, while others, they're still catching up. The result is a mix of charming, renovated homes and properties needing some serious work, all on the same street. This could be a perfect fit if you love the idea of an up-and-coming area, but want to be close to the city's heartbeat. But if you're looking for a uniformity, highly rated school zones, and newer construction, it might not check all of your boxes. This might be your spot if you're okay with a little grit and love and the feel of an up-and-coming neighborhood. But if you're looking for manicured developments or top-tier schools, you might want to keep looking. It's important to note that parts of Cayce and West Columbia are still in transition, with some neighborhoods undergoing beautiful revitalizations while others, they're still catching up. This information will help you decide whether these areas align with your expectations and your preferences. Now let's move north to Blythewood. I know it's part of the Northeast Columbia, but I wanted to kind of single them out individually. It's about 25 minutes from downtown Columbia along the Interstate 77 corridor. It sits on the edge of Richland County and even spills a bit into Fairfield County. Blythewood has long been known for its peaceful rural atmosphere, rolling fields, horse farms, and plenty of tall pine trees. There's a calmness to this area that appeals to people looking to get out of the city and into more open space. But here's something important to know. While Blythewood still has that country charm, many of the newer subdivisions being built here don't reflect that same spacious feel. A lot of the new construction is on tiny little lots. We're talking about homes spaced tightly together, sometimes without even a sidewalk between the driveways. So even though the entire area feels rural, this lifestyle in newer developments might feel more like a traditional suburban neighborhood with limited yard space and just a little bit of privacy. Blythewood falls within the Richland 2 School District, which has a solid reputation and continues to attract families. Major employers nearby include Fort Jackson, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and many logistics and tech-based companies, just like I mentioned before. And of course, the arrival of Scout Motors, which is developing a major EV manufacturing plant right there. It's putting Blythewood on the map in a big way. What that also means, though, is more growth, more traffic, and a shift in what daily life feels like here. Suppose you're moving to Blythewood expecting a wide open land and space to spread out. In that case, you'll need to choose your neighborhood carefully. That lifestyle does still exist here, but not in every subdivision. Some folks end up disappointed when they realize rooftops instead of pastures surround them. Another point to consider is shopping and convenience. Blythewood has a few essentials like Food Lion, CVS, and some fast food. But for most shopping, you'll likely drive into Northeast Columbia or even over to Killian Road, where you'll find a Walmart, a Publix, and a more variety in dining and retail. There's not much in the way of boutique shopping, nightlife, or large grocery chains within Blythewood. That slower paced lifestyle is still part of that charm. But if you're used to running quick errands without leaving the zip code, this might feel like it's an adjustment. So yes, Blythewood can offer quiet country living, but it can also feel surprisingly dense if you don't pick up the right spot. It's a place of contrast, and making the right move here does come down to knowing the differences between where you live in Blythewood and not just that you live in Blythewood. Let's talk about Chapen. It's located in the northwest side of Columbia on the northern edge of Lake Murray. It's about a 30 to 45 minutes from downtown, depending on the traffic and exactly where you're starting from in Chapen. You'll take Interstate 26 and exit at Columbia Avenue, which leads you straight into the small lakeside town. Chapen is part of Lexington County and is served by the Lexington-Richland 5 School District, one of the top-rated districts in the Midlands. That's a big draw for families, especially those relocating from out of state. Chapin has that classic small town charm people fall in love with. There's a walkable little main street with a few restaurants, boutiques, shops, and annual events like the Labor Day Festival that brings the whole town together. Friday night football is a big deal here. It's the kind of place where people wave from their front porch and you'll likely run into someone you know at the grocery store. If you're looking for a slower pace and a strong sense of community, Chapin checks a lot of those boxes. Lake life, it's a huge part of the lifestyle here. Many neighborhoods are either on or near Lake Murray, and boating, paddle boarding, fishing, and sunset cruises are just some of the things that people do on a regular basis. If that laid back, outdoorsy lifestyle is calling your name, this might be your place. But like anywhere, Chapin isn't for everyone. While it has grown in popularity, growth hasn't brought much commercial development. You'll find some essentials, Lowe's Foods, a few pharmacies, local restaurants, and an Ace Hardware, but no big box stores like Target, Walmart, or Costco in town. For most major shopping, residents drive to Irmo or the Harbison area about 20 to 30 minutes away depending on traffic. And if you're commuting to downtown Columbia, the drive can be closer to 45 minutes in its peak hours. Regarding jobs, Chapin doesn't have many large employers within town limits. Most people commute to Columbia, Lexington, or Irmo for work, and there are small businesses, medical offices, and school-related jobs. Still, you won't find major corporations or hospital campuses here. That's fine for many people, especially those who work remotely or are semi-retired. Still, it's something to consider if you want a short daily commute. And another thing to note, while you might imagine Chapin as a place of spacious homes and big lots, that depends on where you buy. Yes, lakefront homes and larger custom builds are tucked off winding roads. Still, many of the newer developments, especially those built in the last 5 to 10 years, they're on smaller lots with tighter spacing between the houses. So if privacy and yard space are your priority, ensure that you're looking in the right neighborhood. So yes, Chapin offers community lake life, a great school district, but it also comes with longer drives, fewer retail options, and a more limited job market. For the right buyer, it's paradise. But for others, those trade-offs, they become deal breakers. That's why matching your lifestyle to the reality of the day-to-day living here is important, not just the picture-perfect idea of what it might be like. Now, let's talk about Redbank, located just south of Lexington along South Lake Drive, Highway 6 and Platte Springs Road. Depending on traffic, it's about 25 to 35 minutes from downtown Columbia and around 10 to 15 minutes from Lexington's Main Street. Redbank has seen an explosive growth in the last few years, mostly due to its affordability and the access to Lexington One schools. This area is filled with new construction, especially from national builders. Neighborhoods like Cannon Springs, Finley Farms, Liberty Hill, and the View at Liberty Hill offer brand new homes in the $250 to $350 range, a price point that's increasingly hard to find in Lexington proper. These homes typically feature open floor plans, energy efficient features, and move-in ready finishes, a big draw for first-time buyers and growing families. But you should know something before falling in love with the price. The lots are small. Most of the newer neighborhoods are built on compact parcels with minimal yard space, limited trees, and very little separation between the homes. You might have a brand new kitchen and great floor plan, but this could feel like a compromise if outdoor space and privacy are important to you. And because many of the homes were built quickly and at scale, architectural variety can be minimal. Some buyers feel like every house looks the same, and that can wear on you over time. Redbank is part of the Lexington One School District. While that's a big plus for many families, the schools in the zone have been growing rapidly. Class sizes are starting to increase, and school traffic can be insane during pickup and drop-off times. Suppose public schools are a top priority for you in the move. In that case, it's worth digging into the specific school zones and visiting during active school hours to understand how the daily routine flows. Redbank offers the basics for shopping and dining: a Walmart neighborhood market, Food Lion, a few fast food chains, local spots like True Barbecue and Lizard's Thicket. But anything beyond essentials, think Target, Chick-fil-A, big box retail, or sit-down restaurants, you'll be driving into Lexington, Harbison, or even Northeast Columbia. There's no true town center or downtown in Redbank. While that doesn't bother some buyers, others move in expecting more development or walkable areas than they end up with. There also aren't a lot of major employers based in Redbank. Most residents commute to Lexington, Columbia, West Columbia, or Fort Jackson jobs. So if you're moving here for the quiet and the affordability, it works out well. But be prepared for that daily commute if you're working outside in the area. And as more people are moving in, infrastructure is still trying to catch up. Roads like Platte Springs and South Lake Drive, they get congested quickly, and public services are sometimes stretched thin. So Redbank has its perks: affordable new homes in proximity to Lexington. But if you're looking for charm, large lots, or instant access to shopping and dining, it may not deliver on what you expect. It's a solid entry point into the market, but it's important to be realistic about what life will look like day to day. It can be a great fit if you go in with the right expectations, but if you're imagining Lexington vibes at a Redbank price point, you just might end up disappointed. So does that mean these suburbs are bad? Not at all. Every one of these has areas and offers something special. But I found that regret creeps in when people move here without fully understanding the day-to-day experience. My job and my passion is helping you figure out what will work for your lifestyle and not just what looks good online. Whether you are relocating from out of state, downsizing into a simpler space, or just looking for your next chapter here in the Midlands, I'd love to help. Send me an email or a text. Let's talk about your goals, what you expect a commute to be, your lifestyle, and what kind of home feels like home to you. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos about Columbia and the best neighborhoods here, market trends, and the real talk about what it's really like to live here. I'm Jill Hydrick, your friend and realtor in the Columbia Midlands. I'll see you next week.